Welcome to Evolve Your Blueprint,
where we explore the concept of evolving
and discuss our journey as individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds.
Our mission is to bring real conversations,
relate through storytelling,
and empower you to evolve with us. Let's evolve together.
Welcome to Evolve Your Blueprint. We encourage you to
subscribe,
comment,
and join us in our community.
And we're here again to explore a new different topic with you. And today's topic will be really exploring our life experiences in regards to what's made us grow. So what's made us grow, guys? Or how are you saying it, Alejandro?
What changed you, bro?
What changed you, bro?
Internally, externally, all of that, right? Everything that has helped change and help you grow along your journey of life, right? It's, we get so busy in life. Next thing you know, we're like a lot older. We're married now, all that kind of good stuff. So it's definitely helpful to just see if we can do some self-reflection on what has helped us grow, evolve, get to where we are now.
And I think one of the reasons why we decided to do this particular topic and to again have you all join us together, it was less structured for us, but more so, what is it that we're hoping that you get out of this? And I think the hope is really that as we share our stories, you can think about yours too. And how are you responding to life circumstances, positives, difficulties, and everything in between? Right? Mm-hmm. But for all of you, I guess, what changed you, bro? Like, what is it that you're thinking has changed you, helped you grow, impacted your life? Whether it was something exciting and positive or something difficult that you then had to learn how to grow with.
I can start for us, for myself. I do things a certain way and it works for me in a lot of ways. And so as we were having this conversation about the topic today, we're talking a lot about what are the things that help us grow? And for myself, it takes me back to 2022, sharing with you all a little bit earlier today that for me being an entrepreneur, just like how you all, we have this hustle behind us. And part of this hustle is just constantly on the go. We're thinking of new ideas. We put a lot of our time and efforts into our craft because it means so much to us in a lot of ways. And so in 2022, that's what I was continuing to do. And it was in the middle of, or toward the end of my workday, that I was at my parents' house and my mother was walking our dog and a tragic accident happened. Mm-hmm. And she had fallen walking our dog and had actually suffered a traumatic brain injury. And it was in that moment in time really where it felt like somebody had picked up my world and flipped it upside down. And it was like something that you almost see on a movie. This isn't supposed to happen to me. This isn't supposed to happen to us. And I remember reaching out to Kaylee and telling her you gotta cancel my clients. It goes straight into work mode because that's where my mind had been for all these years. Yeah. And it was sitting in the hospital and being told that if your mother can survive, the next 10 hours, then we're going to be okay. But we don't know until then. And so I can remember coming home from the emergency room and she was going to be admitted that night and sitting at the dinner table and thinking oh, this may be the rest of my life forever. She just won't be here. And so as time went on, she's a fighter. So she started to, regain the ability to speak and the ability to talk. But during that time, I had to take a step away from our business. I had to take my social worker, my therapist hat off and be a son for my mom. And what a life-changing opportunity, because it forced me to realize that I am more than my profession. Mm-hmm. And I just needed to be there as a son and as a human being. And that it was almost like somebody pulled the emergency brake in a car. And it's just, you almost feel lost in the moment. Yeah. But I think, going back to our last episode of relationships, having a strong community around me. And now that I look back this is 2 years ago, and, my mother was able to celebrate my wedding. And we have all these happy moments now. There is this sense of a better work-life balance, because for a brief period in time, I got to see that work is not everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And for me, that has really changed my perspective on life, the way that I view things. And I think I was telling my wife the other day that that opportunity allowed me a unique situation, because not many people get to see what is it like not to have a parent for a short period of time and then they come back. Usually when they pass or whatever, they're gone. You've lost your opportunity. But I got to kind of see both worlds in this opportunity. And so now that I'm a newlywed, it gives me that opportunity and this chance to have a better work-life balance in a lot of ways. And that's something that's really helped me grow as a human being, but it's constant practice, because it's easy to go back to old habits of just working and hustling.
Yes. Oh, I love your mom so much. I think Brandon and his family have become like a second family to me. And I don't know, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your mom. I'm so proud of your family for just really pushing through this and fighting it, and making a comeback. And I think when we look at just our stories, including, you know, whoever's listening to this, there's so much in our life that is unexpected. You know, we can plan and plan and plan, and sometimes life just has other plans, right? And I think it's been the comeback, right? And like you said, Brandon, I think it's sometimes we have lessons in our lives, but we can forget those lessons, and it's almost like we got to go back. And sometimes, you know, life forces you to remember the lessons. But I think for you, I'm so glad that you feel like you have community to be able to remind you, like, no, Brandon, you know, it's also about enjoying. It's also about being a son, being a husband, being a friend, you know. The hustle, work will always be there.
Well, I think what was so interesting too is that, like, I'm very hands-on. Like, I like to get my hands in things and understand and control things, for lack of a better word. And to be like, all right, Kaylee, I'm gonna you do everything. I'm just gonna take a step away. Like, that was a new experience, but a good experience to have, because you build trust in people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being able to lean on people, right? When there's so unexpected things that happen in your life.
Yeah.
The unknown.
And that's even a growing experience, right? To practice leaning on others. I feel like we're helpers, right? So much of our work is to be the lending hand. And I think for me, I think that there's been a lot of moments, you know, whether it's been being the first in my family to go to college and struggling, really falling into this profession that I didn't really know much about, to just taking leaps on entrepreneurship. I feel like all of those moments required help, but it is a journey to get there.
It's definitely a journey.
So much of like what has helped us grow, what has helped us evolve, right? There's so many different layers. I mean, like Brandon, your story, it's so tragic and it's so rewarding at the same time, right? Like these polar opposite emotions, I'm sure existed.
Yeah.
And you look at, like, you know, especially for all of our audience, you know, those questions of what has helped you grow, what has helped you evolve to where you are now. And you may not find an answer. We were talking about this at lunch,